Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Christensen.
I'm Kyle Clark. Within the last hour, Denver City Council voted to ban the sale of flavored tobacco. Now that ordinance heads for the mayor's signature.
9 News reporter Spencer Soisher has been listening in on tonight's meeting. And Spencer, this isn't the first time City Council has done this, but this time they actually think it's going to stick.
Yeah, a lot of talk about a meeting in 2021 when the City Council first voted to ban the sale of flavored tobacco in the city of Denver. But back then, Mayor Hancock vetoed it, saying that he was worried about what it would do for convenience store owners. But this time around, with a new mayor in office and one who says he supports this, they're trying again, and they passed it overwhelmingly tonight. Now, one of the big concerns here were the convenience store owners who came tonight arguing that this will crush their business and give them a disadvantage, that people will still go to get their flavored tobacco just at stores and cities right outside of Denver. One business owner estimated that 30% of her sales come from flavored tobacco. And while the product can pose health issues, she feels that this ban unfairly targets just her industry.
Bring in the gummies from marijuana, bring in flavored alcohol. If we're going to take flavors off the market, let's be fair and equitable.
All but one council member was in favor of the ban tonight. They argued flavored tobacco targets young people. Flavors like bubble gum and cotton candy, blue raspberry, they lure them in to ultimately developing nicotine addictions. And they want those young people to have as little access to it as possible.
Menthol tobacco and other flavored tobacco products should be banned so they are no longer serve as a product the tobacco company can use to lure youth to become lifelong smokers.
Now, if the mayor approves it, the ordinance wouldn't take effect for 90 days, though the Department of Public Health and Environment said tonight that they may need some more time to roll that out. And a quick note, though, on this, that people who are using it or have them on it will not be stopped by the city for using it. The ban is strictly on the sale of flavored tobacco in the city of Denver. Reporting live in Denver tonight, I'm Spencer Soisher, 9 News.
Tomorrow night, the Loveland City Council will decide whether to move forward with a plan to turn a church into a homeless resource center. First Christian Church is on North Lincoln Avenue near Loveland Burial Park. With the congregation dwindling, church leaders offered to sell the 25,000 square foot building with the idea that it would serve the community in another way. If City Council ultimately approves the plan, it would be a 24/7 shelter and a hub where people can go for basic needs and behavioral health services, along with housing and employment support.
If you're homeless in our community now, you're going one place to sleep at night maybe, and another place to get food, and another place to visit a caseworker. So we're saying, let's bring it all under one roof.
People who live nearby are worried about the impact to the neighborhood. There's going to be a public hearing tomorrow night before the City Council votes.
Windy and cool start to the week across the metro area. Honestly, pretty mild for mid-December, Kathy Sabin.
That's right. Above average high temperatures this afternoon in the upper 40s, and we're going warmer tomorrow. But the wind is coming back with a vengeance ahead of a system that will bring some light mountain snow overnight tonight and tomorrow. Temperatures will cool back out of the upper 40s into the low 30s in Denver, 2 above in Gunnison, 25 in Eagle, and 26 in Steamboat Springs. Still pretty gusty over some of the higher passes. Nederland, Dumont, Loveland Pass, Berthoud Pass, Kenosha Pass. Pretty windy. It's all part of a Pacific storm system already moving into western Colorado. After tomorrow, Denver really kicks in with a good warming trend that'll last right through the weekend. The mountains will see accumulating snow just in time for the Christmas holiday. You can see the high and mid-level clouds coming in ahead of the main system, which is still a ways out. But regardless, enough moisture that we'll see some scattered snow showers by tomorrow morning from Steamboat to Glenwood Springs, Aspen, and Vail Pass. Denver stays dry until tomorrow evening. Then we may have a brief snow shower move through about dinner time before skies clear yet again. Over the next few hours, temperatures will stay in the mid-30s. Coming up, the timing and impact of the Pacific storm and the chance for a snow shower in Denver tomorrow. All those details just ahead.
The town of Morrison is moving forward without its police department. Today, the mayor finally answered questions about that decision to contract out to the Jeffco Sheriff's Office.
9 News reporter Janelle Finch is there for us now. And Janelle, the chief says the decision was financial, despite the initial reports that Morrison had been raking in the cash with its new speed camera.
That is right. Today, the mayor says that it isn't making as much money as they thought they were going to off of those speed cameras, which ultimately impacted the budget and impacted the police department. change is coming to the town of Morrison. But Mayor Chris Wolf says that change won't cause chaos.
Jefferson County is just a phone call away, and it could be seconds, it could be minutes, but it is something we don't know that exactly, but they should feel confident.
Earlier this month, the Morrison Town Board voted to disband the police department.
Purely fiscal.
Starting January 1st, 911 calls will go to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office.
Right now, there's an average of 1.5 calls every 24 hours in the town of Morrison.
Sheriff Reggie Marinelli says it'll be a light lift.
We have gone off and on with assisting Morrison. There have been times where they haven't had enough officers where we've taken all weekend. There's been contracts where we start patrolling Morrison at 5 p.m. on Friday and stop at 8 a.m. on Monday.
Wolf says conversations to disband the department date back to October, 1 month before Chief Bill Vanelli went on administrative leave.
We've had some concerns, and I can't say any more about that, but just wanted to let you know that he was let go. Everybody should know that there's something there, but we can't talk any more about that.
Wolf wasn't clear if the chief's actions played into the department's dissolution.
The decision as a board was made purely fiscally for this, but there are some implications or something that could be tied to it, but it was primarily just a fiscal decision.
A decision that has 9 officers, including the chief, back on the job hunt.
It hurts us to let these people go. It's not a fun decision to make.
The sheriff's office says it won't be absorbing Morrison police officers, but there will be jobs available for them to apply to. The mayor also says that those officers will receive severance packages. Live in Jefferson County, Janelle Finch, 9 News.
The race to replace Democratic Governor Jared Polis in 2026 is already happening, at least behind the scenes. In a very early poll, Healthier Colorado asked 630 Democratic and unaffiliated voters about their preference for governor between 4 Democrats. They polled Congressman Joe Neguse, Colorado Secretary of State Jenna Griswold, U.S. Ambassador to Mexico Ken Salazar, and Colorado Attorney General Phil Weiser.
We based the candidates that we tested in this poll on rumors around town, which sound flimsy, but I can assure you are based on credible leads.
Only the best rumors were used. Neguse topped this very early poll with 20%, Griswold 16%, Salazar 11%, Weiser 8%, 37% were undecided. None of those candidates has said that they're actually running for the job. Healthier Colorado did not do a poll on Republican contenders. Democratic Governor Jared Polis won re-election to a second and final term by nearly 20%. Court in Denver says local law enforcement cannot be forced to help the feds with immigration detainer requests. In a ruling today, the district court said that would be government overreach. Republican commissioners in Douglas County sued to challenge state laws that block local law enforcement from detaining somebody based solely on immigration status and sharing that info with the federal government. President-elect Donald Trump has said that he wants local law enforcement to carry out his plan to deport up to 20 million people.
More details are emerging tonight about the latest deadly shooting at a school in the United States. It happened this morning at the Abundant Life Christian School in Madison, Wisconsin. Police say the 15-year-old shooter planned the attack in advance. 1 student and 1 teacher died in the shooting. 6 others were hurt, 2 of them critically. Abundant Life Christian School is a K-12 school that serves about 420 students. Authorities say it was a 2nd grader who called in to report the shooting.
There was a teacher and she was screaming like, "Ah, my leg, help, help."
Do you know that teacher well?
Mm-hmm.
What was it like to hear that? Were you scared?
I was really scared and I was really sad.
Police say the shooter was a student at the school, and it is believed that she died after turning the gun on herself. According to law enforcement, the teen had been dealing with problems and expressed some of those in writings that are now being reviewed by detectives. Her family is now being interviewed by detectives.
The dentist from Aurora, accused of poisoning his wife, has new lawyers. That may mean a new legal strategy. James Craig is accused of killing his wife Angela last year by adding poison to her protein shake. He was set to go on trial last month, but his attorney withdrew from the case. Then prosecutors charged him with plotting other murders from jail. Now his new lawyers may ask to separate some of those charges that don't deal directly with Angela Craig's death, put those in a new case to be tried separately.
There's no way that a defense lawyer would want to have a first-degree murder case based on spousal poisoning and also have to deal with allegations of self-help by the part of the accused in attempting to get people to lie for him and, in fact, kill for him.
James Craig is due back in court February 14th for a hearing on those newly filed charges. And a correction to something that we reported on Friday night. In our coverage of the deadly incident at the Molly Kathleen gold mine in Cripple Creek, we misidentified the man who died there. His name is Patrick Wire. We apologize for that error.